Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the grand finals ETF2L season 47, where MANDEM now, who have broken their third place curse, are facing off against SKEDDA, crawling all the way from the 4th seed through the lower bracket. These two teams, they only have 3 players on them who have won Premiership before. The remaining 9 are playing their first ever Prem finals. So no matter what tonight, we're going to be seeing some new names on that trophy. My name is Wandem. We've got J Max Chill sitting on production, and then I'm joined by Not Steven. I'm going to be taking you through this final best of 3 of the Premiership season. How are we feeling, Not Steven?
I am feeling absolutely fantastic, Wandem. We have had an absolute great weekend of games so far, and you know what, we have some more games coming up in November. If you type !LAN in chat, we will be having a LAN coming up very soon, and I believe we have a trailer for that.
Oh, yeah! I am dancing! This is my American dance! Oh, yeah, great party! Does anyone know if Miss Pauling is here?
What's it matter to you? It's not like you're ever gonna ask her out. And I'm a tidbit more concerned that I haven't seen Medic yet.
Yeah, you sent him an invitation, right?
Don't look at me. I thought you were gonna do it.
I have done nothing but teleport beer for 3 days! Where, soldier? Where have you been sending it? Uberfest! Uberfest 2024 will be a competitive 6v6 TF2 offline event, featuring a main tournament with a €2,500 prize pool, as well as a 6v6B tournament, and many other side activities. Visit uberfest.teamfortress2.com for more details.
Warning, teleported beer may have unexpected side effects. Uberfest cannot be held responsible for any molecular instability. If your liver has not returned within 24 hours, you may wish to seek medical help.
There you have it, guys. If you're watching this and thinking, maybe we should do this in person instead, it's in Dortmund in November. The dates are the 8th to the 10th November this year. There should be some early access on the 7th. Obviously, once again, you can type !LAN in the chat. There is a TFTV thread courtesy of DCS on TFTV as well for all of your information. Make sure to go. I'll see you at message. I'd assume I'll be seeing you there. Now, of course, that'll be in November. There's a little bit of time left before we go to our big LAN. We'll have to set the scene for the things, or kind of set the scene for the LAN, right? The big context for the LAN usually is who's won Premiership before. Going into it tonight, we do have 2 teams, neither of which have won before. Let's start this off, Not Steven. Let's talk about MANDEM and their journey across, because it's been a long one to get to this finals.
Yeah, I think this is their third real big attempt so far. I mean, they've made it really far, all the way to the lower bracket finals 2 times so far. Actually, their first time getting all the way to that upper bracket final, where they did knock down 4th Fence into that lower bracket, and they had a really close game against the opponent of SKEDDA that we are going to be seeing MANDEM playing later in this game. But I think there's been such big expectations on this MANDEM team. They're constantly always talked about as the team who choke, the team who can't make it, the team who's always 3rd place. They do so well in regular season and then just can't quite inch it out. But they're looking stronger than ever today, and they are looking to finally clinch that victory, make themselves those ETF2L Premiership champions for this season.
Yeah, they kind of announced themselves very abruptly to the world, right? They had that sort of week 1 or 2 game, a couple, I think almost at this point it's nearing about a year ago, where this sort of super young core players, where everyone, we were kind of singing the praises of Boulder for a while, and Fancy Elf as well, and they kind of came together and they took a super early, like pretty dominant victory in the main season against Witness Gaming, kind of really announced themselves, put themselves on the map in a way, proceeded to finish top of the tables for that season. They did the same thing the next season as well, but unfortunately, so far, they haven't managed to convert it any further than a 3rd place come playoffs. We've seen them as well. We saw them play at Poland, slightly different rosters, of course, but there as well, still kind of featuring that core of kind of, you know, Haunts and Boulder and Piggles as well for most of it, now playing with June instead, obviously. But at the time, right, then they also, Poland managed to fall to both, or ended up falling to both TLR and to Witness there as well. Now, TLR not even in the playoffs, and Witness nowhere to be found. And it looks like maybe they're ready to pounce finally. Might be looking to take it all.
Yeah, if we talk about a young gun team, we would not be talking about SKEDDA. Definitely some boomers on their opposing side here. However, some very, very strong players coming through here. I think Menex might be his first season. I might be lying, but definitely a bit of a new player on here and is really mixing up this roster. But yeah, as we can see on the graphic, look how hard they've had to play to get through here, having a super close game against Forfence in that lower bracket finals, brought it all the way to a golden cap on Metalwork. So yeah, really made SKEDDA work for it, but they've shown they're the best team to take it to MANDEM. They were the only team to actually take a full map off them in regulation season. So I think MANDEM, you know, they've seen what they're capable of. They are capable of taking some you know, a map off them. They managed to take a product in a close 3-2 on week 4. And actually, why don't we talk about maps while we're on it? Because we are going to see product here, aren't we, Wan?
Yeah, it's a Granary game coming up for you. First map, you got the pick bands on your screen. This is a Bagel band from the side of SKEDDA into Sunshine band away from MANDEM there. Then Granary picked by MANDEM, followed by product pick by SKEDDA, really feeling themselves in that one. Excited for that game. Gullywash, Metalworks, Snakewater, and Sultry are banned, which means that should we need it, the deciding map will be Process. We're looking at these two teams, right? Let's start setting up some of these players, because you look at a map like... And let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's not talk about product yet, because we'll have plenty of time to talk about it, I assume. But on Granary as well, there's a map where you look, and I think we're facing off these two demo men on either side. I think this weekend as well has really confirmed to us the two best demo men in Europe playing right now. We've got Fancy Elf on the side of MANDEM, and we've got Lucas on the side of SKEDDA.
Yeah, I mean, both absolute mechanical monsters, right? I mean, Fancy Elf, I think Demo Man on his debut season a few seasons ago, and had just been showing that prowess ever since. I think probably pretty uncontested in that role. But then Lucas come back after a long break, obviously did play with that kind of Witness Gaming core for a while, was thought to be the best Demo Man back in that sort of time here, but finally come back. A bit of internet stability is giving him a huge buff, and he has really been making Fancy fight for that crown here. So I think, you know, Lucas with that huge experience buff as well, playing on, you know, top teams for a good time before he did take that break, is going to be an absolute matchup. And Granary can be such a demo man dominated map. The mid matters so much. If you can get early damage, if you can outplay that demo and take him out of the mid and take that early ground control, it can be so huge or so detrimental to your team depending on how it goes.
Yeah, this is a map where you see Granary as the map, I think, primary out of all of the maps almost. Where on the mid-fight, you kind of just take losing your medic at the beginning of the mid-fight as a given, right? You send in the super high soldier bombs instantaneously, and then you just kind of wish your medic good luck and try to dodge the 20 different projectiles coming at you from all different angles. It's really going to be quite a challenge. And I think it also, one thing, we keep sort of phrasing this traditionally, Granary's been a bit more of a soldier-centric map. It's allowed soldiers to do more damage. It's kind of more tightly choke-pointed, but I think now, the time we've evolved, of course, Granary as well is a bit of a scout map. But I think you are looking, you know, seasons past, we've kind of said the default best player, at least in Europe. I'm gonna raise my hands up high, I'm European, probably the world, in Thomas, is known as the Granary expert. I think Boulder also on this map is no slouch. You know how to play it. Scouts can be so scary in a map like this. And I think you're looking at MANDEM. I think you're looking at the difference makers on this team. We have to talk about Boulder for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely nuts. I was singing his praises at the recent LAN, but he's just different, right? He is such a confident player in how he plays and how he plays around his medic. He seems to just have some sort of aura of, you know, the near perfect pocket scout, always staying with his medic, always protecting them, always making sure that they're in a good position, but also being able to take those confident Uber trades, which I think is super, super important in the current meta of TF2, where we see, you know, quite a lot of Uber trades, especially in those scrappy times. And when you can come out ahead on those, it can be super, super strong here. And I think Boulder has kind of got that down to a T obviously was playing with Pickles for a couple of seasons before, but with June coming into this roster as the medic now for MANDEM, hasn't seemed to be much of a difference at all. They are playing really, really well together so far. But why don't you have a little talk about the scouts on the side of SKEDDA? Because we do have, AF, I believe, is on pocket with Menex there.
Yeah, so AF has been around for a really long time, right? I think AF has always been pretty underrated in the sense that AF has never really managed to make it past the top 4. Kind of the times where he's been playing, he's been a mainstay of MAC teams for as long as the MAC teams have been around, right? But now, sort of finally finding himself in a bit of a role, a bit more advanced, right? He's such a good player, super nice aim, very, very, very mechanically gifted. I think now it's really his time to shine. Menex alongside him, much more recent new player. This is his first time playing a Prem playoff, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. Twitch chat, I'm assuming, will tell me I'm wrong immediately. But very recent, not that much Prem experience. Played a single other season with Garda Panteri. But besides that, played Poland with Garda Panteri as well. But now he's found his way on to the SKEDDA team, and he's in the finals.
He's been a super, super good addition, been a great up-and-comer for a while. Anyone who knows Highlander knows how dominant Menex has been on the scout there. Even when he's not been winning, he's been voted the player of the season, the scout of the season there, and he's just been super, super strong. I think it's just been, a great addition, a great pickup. I think Mac probably handcrafted this team, saw a lot of up-and-coming talent here, saw that Lucas was available and was like, you know what, I am jumping straight onto the medic class. It's time to get into the retirement home and get on that. But, he's done a super good job of coming into that role. Looked a bit shaky in some of those early scrims with SKEDDA. I was a little bit worried that this roster was really not going to do as well as maybe they would have hoped. But no, Mac has definitely improved a lot on the class and is looking really, really good, and keeping that team spirit, a lot of those main calls going really, really well. And I mean, I was talking briefly about June before, but I think June is the best medic mechanically in Europe. I've been saying this since the TLR days, that June has been just stupidly strong. I mean, she's super, super good, and she's super confident with her pocket scout and super trusting of them, which I think is really key. And I think we might see that being a bit of a difference maker here if MANDEM can play their cards right.
We do have a tiny bit of caveat here going into the game, because I do believe that, unfortunately, the pocket soldier for the side of MANDEM in Lardox, who's been playing the whole season alongside them, unfortunately, is feeling quite sick today, which means that they will be playing with a muck on Pocket Soldier MANDEM. We'll have to see how much that impacts them. It's going to be Blank stepping up instead. Blank actually as well. I've been really impressed with Blank this season, playing on the sister team to MANDEM. Not confusingly at all, named MANDEM, or NANDEM rather, where they've been making some waves. They've been taking points against top teams, and I think Blank, for the longest time, was a scout main, but really showing prowess on Soldier as well. So now, you're filling the biggest shoes imaginable here in this final game. We're going to have to see able to step up. I think Haunts as well. This season is Haunts has always been a super stable roamer, it feels like. Never shined as brightly, I think, perhaps, as sort of when you're playing in a league with Nubby and Silentes at the same time. It's a bit hard to shine as much as they do, but now I think in the absence of those two, Haunts really stands out as super, super consistent pocket. Or roamer, rather.
Yeah, I think he knows his job well, and I think he performs his job just exactly how he needs to. Yeah, obviously having that change to have, the sister team Soldier kind of come in here will be interesting to see how it plays out. I think Blank has played enough with these players to kind of know how they play, so we'll see how much of a detriment it is, but I think it shouldn't be too much. But why don't we finish off looking at the rosters by looking at Warped and Geordie here. What a player Geordie has been in these playoffs, man.
Yeah, go back when you have time later on. Not right now, obviously, when this match is done. Go back and just take a look at Geordie on map number 3 of Metalworks. Absolutely hard carried SKEDDA to the finish line. Incredible pickups on Duckster, one after another. Warped as well. I think he's a super, super intelligent player, and kind of when you're looking at Roamer at the top, Soldier rather, at the top level, that's kind of what you need more than anything else. You kind of hit a point in your Soldier lifespan when you realize that all the fancy aim and the fancy rockets, you don't need it as much. If you just position yourself in the right place, you can hit the rockets super easily, and Warped is so, so good at playing the game super, super smartly. But now, believe we should be getting into the game shortly. I think not, Steve, but I'm going to need a prediction for you just for this first map for now.
Oh, right. I mean, do we have the new Granary expert in the server? I think we do. I think Boulder is going to put on an absolute showing. I think it's going to be a 5-3 here. I think we're going to see some good aggression coming out of the MANDEM side. But we are rolling out onto this first mid of your ETF2L Premiership Grand Finals. Why don't you take this away for us, Juan?
Seeing Fancy walking into middle here. Straight through rollout. Lucas, the other side, eats a very early sticky there from Fancy. Has to pick up the health pack immediately. Fancy taking health pack in return. So for now, Demoman just exchanging spam. But Lucas getting hard focused by the flank spam as well here now. Blank is going to jump up high and he's just going to land straight onto Lucas's face. It's a single kill onto Blank, but in return, so many members on the side of SKEDDA falling. It's almost a complete wipe. Mac down to 40 HP. Af tries to chase away players, but now instead it's stickies and pipes coming through from Fancy Elf. And Af cannot find the 1v1. Now Mac is running away. He's not healing anyone the entire time. Should be able to get out. But this is a big advantage here for June. This is 40% to play with.
Yeah, this might just be enough here if they want to go on it. It doesn't look like they're really positioned to go on it, maybe thinking it's not worth it, and they probably are right here. But sending SKEDDA all the way back to last straight away is a huge start here for MANDEM. They had such a good start to that mid there. Those soldiers just kind of got in so much more uncontested compared to this side of SKEDDA. We saw Wart actually just got arrowed by June, landed on the lamp, just got arrowed, could do absolutely nothing, taking 75 damage, and just did not work out for them. But now we have to see this side of MANDEM. Can they make a bust happen? Are they going to make a sack? Where are they going to go for this?
Af just in respawn right now on the spy, making sure no one's on any funny business. Checking for off classes, back up now on the scout. Was sniping for a little bit, but now as the Uber advantage has kind of faded into nothing and it's even once again. Kind of sitting on last. Af back on the sniper, but it's a soldier kill. As Hordes tries to go in and it's Fancy as well. Headshot from Af there, super nice. This is a 3-man sack coming in for the side of MANDEM, but you're sacking in your demo man like that with Fancy Elf, unable to find any sort of force or anything at all. Now it's going to be a Boulder solo traded instantly as the counter trooper comes in. Now Boulder trying to go in, find some further frags, but instead it's just a soldier solo on top here as Blank is super low, but it's a sticky kill trade-off onto June. Blank still on high ground, unable to come in and collapses a lot of damage. The health bars are low here for the side of SKEDDA, but they've managed to capture up the second point, and Mac is still alive. They lose Lucas, but everyone else is alive. Look at this, there's a scout in behind. I don't think Fancy Elf is checking this.
Blank just suicided himself, trying to get on. Mac lives on 22 HP. That could have been an absolute huge play, but doesn't come to fruition. And now it's SKEDDA pushing the issue, already taking this in through choke, straight onto mid, completely uncontested. They're really unlucky for June to get caught by those stickies. Means they have to give up 2 points here, and Mac is going to have a big Uber advantage, looking like 40% or so here. So probably going to get yard, but we are playing 70 pip. Mac drops.
Oh no!
Oh, how does that happen? Horns just gets in and drops him.
Absolute disaster here for SKEDDA. They're looking so nice to even potentially come into second now instead. You see how far back they're playing. The soldiers now just looking through choke, and this is MANDEM looking to take it absolutely for free. Get back in onto mid. Such a big play there for the side of the blue soldiers. Getting that kill onto Mac, opening up the door absolutely for free. And Juno once again now massive advantage for her and the rest of MANDEM to play with. Disastrous for SKEDDA.
But Boulder dies, so there's a silver lining at least there. But yeah, that was absolutely clinical, getting in there, perfectly playing the high ground from MANDEM, and just managed to wrap around their opponents and get a couple of kills in the process here. And now it will be MANDEM, still a slight advantage. Jordy's just in behind, gets the force here. They are forced, should be able to get on second. Max still does not have on 90% Uber, so they might want to repush with this if you are SKEDDA here. Look, it's so aggressive from Af, he wants to come in. Mac 99% does finally get, can he get any kills here? He can get one onto Fancy, that's a big player we were saying before here. Also managing to get Zoe here. 2 picked, and June is nowhere near Uber here. MANDEM having to run away so far here, Juan.
Such a nice heads-up play there from Jordy, going in behind through the drop-down. The classic Roma play on Granary second, running all the way through. getting that medic force. Really big plays from Jordy once again. We're seeing it in the lower bracket final. We're seeing it once again in the grand final here. Nice rockets from Warped onto Haunt as well. Completely shuts down that bomb. As Blank now up in on top as well. Not finding the bombs. Medic Ubers are even right now. But with the player down on the side of MANDEM, I think SKEDDA might just look to push this anyway.
Yeah, I think it might be a good opportunity here if they want to. I mean, we've got plenty of time in the game left if they do want to take a risky push. They decide not to here, decide that it's too much of a risk to do that right now. They're just going to look for an opening, an opportunity, maybe a player overextending. Maybe they get a distraction through choke and they can send one in through garage. There's plenty of plays you can do to get in through yard here. And at the moment, we do see these soldiers getting buffed up, getting in through choke. So I expect this is where they're going to go.
Going it straight in through for now. Still just kind of peeking for the moment. Not really willing to push out. The Ubers have kind of equaled out. We're going to have to see. I would imagine there's a soldier stack coming in, right? You can see Jordy pushing, standing quite close with his soldier partners. Warp jumps in just a little bit now. Sticky's cleared as well, trying to open up some space, and it's Warp jumping all the way up, landing in on the battlements instead. No soldier goes in. Kind of right back to where we started here. June taken down to 90% HP, I should say. The end, she regens back up. But it is even. We're back to where we started. We're going to have to see how does SKEDDA manage to break this. This is kind of the classic, right? You were mentioning it earlier. This is CP Granary. This is a 7 CP map. You have to break this yard hold somehow.
Yeah, it can be quite difficult, but both soldiers in again, and it's a more metal bomb on Warped here. Can't get anything. Fancy goes down during all of this, though, so that's a nice early pick, and they might just be able to walk it in with that less spam that having your demo man down does give you, and they have given up this point here on the side of MANDEM, having to back things up. Can they stay here? Can they hold this second point here without a demo man? It looks like they're not playing it too aggressively so far, but they are sending some players up top here, Wan.
Setting some players up in through top right now, as it's actually Jordy getting super far in. He has one rocket, and that's June forced to pop the Uber there. Warped coming in, supporting his soldier brethren now. Mac dropping down to about 140, but is not willing to pop it now. The bomb comes forward, but is one kill already onto Fancy. He does go down. No demo man to hold his second point on Granary. Can be quite scary, but the bomb comes in out of Blank. Finds a singular kill onto App. Now, cleanup coming through for the rest of the side of MANDEM. Inso finding some frags, and Mac goes down, meaning June, and now sitting pretty in that blue choke.
Yeah, that was a super good recollapse there. Horns played that really well, managing to get in behind, just made so much pressure. Didn't actually get a huge amount of damage, but just the absolute fear of that pincer just made the rest of SKEDDA have to commit forward into the combo, and there was just not much more they could do here. So now Uber advantage is going to be on the side of MANDEM here. Already on 80% of June, we see them be really clinical coming into mid before. Can they do it again? There are going to be soldiers playing a lot more aggressively this time, wanting to come in. We do see Warp sitting on the lamppost, so I thought he was going to go for it. I think was spotted out. They do just use in. Can they get any picks here on MANDEM? If they don't, this could be a bit of a mistake. They don't seem like they're going to be able to here, so we might be just playing a game of ping pong here, Wan.
We are ping-ponging a little bit back and forth. The spam onto Fancy was super nice there, shutting down his attempts to bomb forwards, and they really just don't get any space. Now instead, SKEDDA with a big advantage to play with themselves. They're going to have to make it through this choke point here. They're electing to go through ramp room, but it's a lot of damage. Lucas already down to 80 HP, but it's a nice rocket there onto Zoe, shutting him down, and instead the counter Uber pops up. But as you're saying, we're playing ping pong. The Uber finds one scout kill, and suddenly June, once again, she's at 70%, 60% rather, and she's completely fine. She gets this Uber on her of her own. They can come right back in. We're back where we started.
Yeah, SKEDDA not playing it too aggressively, just setting up some traps here. Didn't want to push it too much further, even though they did have a little bit of an opportunity with that one player down. Could have maybe got something going, but it's really only the flank that you can get anything going through with Zoe there. And, you know, it's 0-0 here, still 20 minutes to go. That risk is just not worth it here. We are going to see MANDEM setting up to re-push back in here, maybe trying to get in for free this time. They are taking it a lot slower. This soldier up top's doing so much. Surely June is going to have to force here if she takes any more damage. Finally, a soldier of Blank comes up and helps there. Haunt does go down during all of this, however, but they have kept Ubers, but it's even on both sides. SKEDDA, do you want to go in through choke here? Are you going to be the madmen and keep pushing? This is,
I really don't think they should.
No, they didn't. They called it off very quickly when they were spotted.
It's even player numbers as well, right? I mean, Hortz is going to spawn now, but it's a forward spawn waiting for him. He should be back quite quickly. If you want to go, you basically have to push right now, and I really couldn't recommend it too much, right? You need to find some sort of advantage here to go in and push off. It's still 0-0, right? 10 minutes have passed. No one has been able to make a last push conversion. SKEDDA and MANDEM both have been a little bit close so far, but now instead it's Fancy peeking in through this choke, and his Horns bombing forwards. Does not find anything. Instead, it's just one soldier dead. We'll have to see now if SKEDDA willing to push this. They're willing to send in Jordy, but Jordy instantly shut down there by Zoe instead.
Yeah, he did not get very much done there. Just got absolutely collapsed into the ground. They are putting some pressure into choke here. Maybe they want to take a trade. Zoe going down is going to cool things off instantly there, though. Overextended just a little bit too much, and that will cool things down for a little bit here. But now MANDEM, we'll see what they have cooking up. I mean, we've seen so far the side of SKEDDA and how they like to get in there. They sent a lot of the pressure in through choke, and that seemed to work quite well for them, getting that kill on Fancy. We'll see what they can do here on the side of MANDEM when they do get that spawner up. Do they want to go for the same thing, or do they maybe want to try to pressure flank? Do they maybe want to send, you know, a bit of misdirection, send one through choke, send one through garage? There's plenty of different opportunities on this map. Soldier does get through in through choke. We'll see what he does. He wants to, looks like he wants to commit here. It's a high faith on round. It's going to go into a trade. Blank loses his life there. Too much damage done to him in the air. Ubers are traded off for both teams, but MANDEM looking in a bad position now as Lucas is spearheading things in through choke. There's a bomb in. Can any pick? He found App goes down though, and this soldier is looking doomed to die. 2 picks early here. It is traded 1 into Zoe there though, but can they really do much with that as they are just charging in here for MANDEM? This soldier surely is also dead. Yes, he is. That warp is losing his life, and now it's just Mac and Menex all the way back onto last. The last spawner is in 13 seconds though.
It's Fancy just shutting down SKEDDA there in choke on his own. So much work. If you see MANDEM, they've been in straight into last. They don't let them set up the sentry gun. Instead though, it's Horns and Blank maybe getting a bit over aggressive going in. SKEDDA cleaning them up for now, trying to stabilize. I say, we have 2 kills. You know what that means. We're pressing the W key.
Yeah, we are going forward here. Fancy taking scarily low there. Really nice push with a lot of spam coming in from SKEDDA. Did a good job of focusing down the key player here. They have managed to get the second out of 7 points on this map, and they will just be chilling for a little bit. They do know Ubers have evened up on both sides here, so it's going to be on MANDEM to break this point again. We saw how they broke it on SKEDDA by just getting in and through that height, and I think that is maybe the most common sack here, and it looks like maybe that's what they want to do. No, they're sending things back. They're unsure here exactly what to do. Maybe they just want to take that trade in through Boulder. It has been a bit of a classic for them so far.
Right now, just sitting, pushing around second, but it is such a tight choke point here. Spam comes across from both teams. You know a spam point is good when a soldier can basically solo hold this point on his own. It is Warped kind of holding down the fort for now. Jordy on top, exchanging spam there with Haunts. Either team are willing to kind of push aggressively right now. Still kind of sitting fairly evenly. Scouts exchanging spam as well, kind of looking at each other, barking a little bit aggressively, but not committing. Instead now, waiting to see who makes the first overstep, who makes the first crossing the line, who decides to go forward. Fancy Elf. Tons of damage goes through, and it's a follow-up kill onto Jordy now. And that means SKEDDA have to run right away from this second point now. 1 kill onto Jordan means that the door is just open onto last. Boulder gets about a third of the cap time, but drops down quite low instead now. SKEDDA, they have an Uber to play with, and there's a heavy up as well. Soldier bombs in. They want to get this force, and they do onto Mac. You can see how far back June is playing, because she does not want to pop. But with a kill onto Fancy, Blank is 9 HP. He's in behind. I don't think he's been spotted. Blank is going for the back cap, but he has to be fast. And he's cleaned up by Menex. Instead now, second is Cap, but June has stayed alive, and now MANDEM have an Uber advantage to play with.
Yeah, this could be super, super crucial here. These spawners are spawning backwards, so not going to be instantly able to push in. This is giving time, Mac. Time for Mac just to build here, which could be super, super crucial. They're kind of spotting things out early here on SKEDDA, seeing if they can, you know, spot anything, see if they're doing anything funny here. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much. They're just going to be playing it chill, playing it passive, having some soldier spam come in. It's really, really good here, but Geordie does get taken down, but there's some spam from Z onto June. She's dodging, she's diving, she's doing God's work to stay alive here, but Mac has come up on this Uber already here, so things have evened out, and from that, really valiant force comes just even Ubers once more. I think they do know it here. Actually, they might not here as they do come in through top. They are going to be taking a trade. Boulder uncharacteristically overextends from the Uber and is dropped here. Mac has not had to use here, and surely the cavalry is coming back as there is another Uber force coming in here from SKEDDA. Takedown Fancy, this is crucial. June, this is absolutely massive from SKEDDA. Oh my god. Absolutely huge from the combo.
There's one silver lining here, and it's Blank in behind. Managed to find his way into drop down, and is now bombing in onto middle. Destroyed by the goats.
I guess Lucas is just better. What can you say? I think that last minute has just shown why he is considered the best demo man to touch European TF2 here, and now this is looking so good for SKEDDA. They're already walking into yard for free. They want to look to try to take second here. The positioning is quite far back here on the side of MANDEM. They're not feeling confident. They know they have a slight disadvantage, maybe not as big as they're making it out to be here, but the soldiers already in from top for free. They are going to take second, and now we're still at a 0-0. It's going to be SKEDDA's first attempt at pushing into last here.
Sentry being built by Inso right now. Ubers have evened themselves up, and we're going to have to see how SKEDDA decide to deal with this, right? They're going to pop it straight in. Actually, I say, Sentry Gun hasn't fallen quite yet. This is a bit of a strange push. Now the counter Uber comes out, but it's a super late up hit from the side of June, and Mac is just trapped in. Nothing accomplished besides losing their own med, falling in the post Uber, and that was, I was about to say that MANDEM are firing on all cylinders, right? And then they do this.
Yeah, not the best push I've ever seen, I won't lie to you. Geordie tries to come in, gets some nice pressure onto June, take it down very low, but can't quite find the kill there, but a good attempt from the Roma. We do need to be a little bit careful about these stickies. They are cleared, and now it will be MANDEM just grabbing this second point for themselves. They are going to have about a 30 to 40% Uber advantage here, and I think they might try to push on it. They don't like being on this back foot. They like playing with the momentum. That's where they play best. It's playing fast and loose and aggressive here. We'll see if they can make that happen. They are posturing towards choke here. Boulder is looking just menacingly through the door, but there's just so many stickies from Lucas here. It's taking so much time. They are finally getting through. Bombs coming in high. Nice shot onto Blank by Geordie. Shuts him down straight away, and there's just so much spam coming out. Even Mac is arrowing through. Warp does finally go down here, but look at this. Mac already on 80% off his Uber. If they want to give up mid for free, they can maybe just push it straight back into it. But if you're losing two players, that might be a little bit risky.
The shot from Jordan is nice, right? It looks super cool, but honestly, there, you really don't want to be shooting Blank. There are two players from the combo. If you kill Fancy Elf there, so much harder for MANDEM to go in. Likewise, getting the force onto June sets up his team super, super well, but instead, settling for that kill only onto Blank doesn't do that much to stymie the push. However, Lucas, once again, little bit of fancy footwork there, responding in kind, getting the pipe onto Af. Now the counter Uber comes out, but the super is down. Fancy wants to go in, wants a little bit more, but has just back out instead. Now Mac, 100% Uber to play with of his own. Two players still in the spawn queue for another 3 seconds. We have to see. I think SKEDDA pushing in might be a little bit premature. You're not waiting for these players. One soldier sitting up on that lamppost, making sure as SKEDDA once again, they're looking to come in through ramp room here.
They are kind of just chilling. The push does come through. Uber instantly falls as these soldiers bomb in. Can they find any kills? I don't know how these soldiers have managed to get out, but they've done a really good job here. And now already 75% on the side of MANDEM. Can they start to try to already push in here? We've seen them be really good at kind of pressuring in, losing minimal players on their pushes before. Can they make a lightning strike once more? We'll see. There is one player on lamp. They need to be careful before the jump does come in. It is onto June. Can they find the fourth? They don't seem to. Stays on nearly full health during that, and this just means they're going to keep pushing forward. 3 players down. Luckily Mac does live, so that is a small silver lining on things, but the aggression is just so much. They're already deep in yard. They're going to be onto second, and there's just nowhere they can hold here.
It's all about SKEDDA right now. Yes, you send in the Saxon. Yes, you don't get immediate kills, but if you can delay it for as long as they have, now Mac is sitting at 100%, and it should be fine, right? Jordan as well, sitting there waiting on the heavy and forward spawn just to make sure if anyone got too far forward. You can see the early aggression still coming in from MANDEM, right? You want to go in before that sentry gun is a level 3 and super hard to deal with. They're not able to get in all the way. Ath is dropping kind of low, but it's the end of that, and now Ath instead up on the sniper. Even Ubers once again. We've been here for 20 minutes and no one's been able to crack any sort of last pushes. We're seeing the Uber push add into mid, just not working out for either team.
Yeah, we'll see what they can cook on last here. I mean, I think both teams have had actually reasonably okay tries. I don't know if SKEDDA's last attempt can really be called okay. They kind of just tried to bomb in and then forgot they had to shoot the sentry gun, and then Matt got a call. Actually, you know what? It wasn't okay. It was bad. But so far, MANDEM, they've come in, they've sent some free mans, not managed to really get what they want. They then managed to get a force on Mac, but just lost too many players to get behind. So maybe they need to kind of get onto that ethos of losing minimal players. And with Blank going down there, that does give an opportunity for someone to go back to that forward spawn and get on a sniper. But Fancy going down to App. This might be an opportunity just to push in here. That Demo Man being down, no traps, no spam onto point. They instantly just back out on the side of MANDEM. They do lose Geordie during all of this. And Boulder, he's removing those stickies. He's on the beam. I thought he might want to go in, but they just backed it up. They know that pick is too critical for them staying to stay even. And now Mac, he's chilling on this dispenser far back. It's really difficult to kind of get in on this position. You have to full commit your life to really get any spam onto this medic.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, they get the demo kill, but then they don't really have any follow-up space on second. That scout solo onto Boulder is so threatening as well. It's the spine spawn. Once again, you just swap, change your disguise to other classes, make sure that they're all on the stock standard Sixes classes, no funny business coming in. One Horse traded on top, and it's Fancy going down once again, tries to bomb in onto the medic just to make it work, not able to find the kill onto Mac, only dropping down by 50 HP. Now, still even, no Demo Man, no Soldier means that yes, there's a sniper, but we are peeking in onto second, getting this cap. Question is, are we willing to take it further? I don't think SKEDDA wants to take a trade. Instead, we're backing out right again, and now Inso Zoe up on the sniper of his own. We have to see if he can find anything on to SKEDDA here. The sniper angles can be a bit scary. Inso very, very deadly on this class.
Yeah, you're not really going to be able to get in onto Mac here, especially as we do have, you know, the Demo Man of SKEDDA watching this right side. Lucas, he's not going to miss that shot, but that's a nice early pick onto Geordie here. A lot of space on that left-hand side if they want to play, but they still need to be careful of App here, but they're making a lot of space here for Zoe. And can Zoe find another shot onto any of these key players? Can they find the headshot? No, it will be free going down for this. Actually, they've overextended a little bit too much. Do get Lucas at least here. But yeah, just not quite enough. With that sniper, with that energy, they know it's not enough to push off of. But, you know, they're giving it a good attempt here on MANDEM, getting a lot of early pressure, managing to get through, made some sniper space here, but not able to really get anything on AF. And I think it's just that scary thought of a sniper potentially headshotting your entire team that just makes them not want to fully commit, try to get a gun, try to get a force, but they even still lose free despite that. Oh, there's a spy.
Zoe up on the spy, but Af on the spy of his own. I think that spy should have been called out instantly. Now SKEDDA aware. We're nearing the point where now you have to pay attention to the little number ticking down. The top countdown in the middle of your screen is 1 minute, 20 seconds left as Zoe sneaking in on the spy. Af should have called this out. It was in spy, on a spy, in spawn, checking it out in the moment. I think MANDEM, see them kind of pushing a little bit, but you can also see where Mac is positioned, right, standing on the dispenser. Instead, it's a
coming in.
Sentry, Sap, Soldiers bombing in, and they get the force on to Mac.
Fancy even manages to get the gun, which is actually a really, really nice little extra there. Means if they do want to go fast on something, they potentially could. They do have a minute left remaining here, so they kind of just need to get these spawners and get that final push in, because there's not going to be enough time for another Uber to come through.
This is now really scary for SKEDDA right now. June has a ginormous advantage here. All eyes kind of on Af. as he goes in to spawn once again on this sniper. Gonna have to find an entry kill because this is such an easy push now, in a sense, for MANDEM to make, as it is Fancy bombing in straight away. It is a dispenser taken down, followed by the sentry gun. Now the spawn is locked down. It's Manix falling, but the soldiers on the high ground for SKEDDA so far. Zuba has faded, but is Blank bombing up, finding one kill, another kill falling. SKEDDA one by one. Haunt does go down, but it's not enough. And finally, after 24 minutes, MANDEM have found themselves one round up on map number 1.
That was a hard-fought point if I've ever seen one. Yeah, really critical stuff there. Just absolutely demolished that sentry gun, sent Mac into spawn so he's not healing anyone on that right-hand side, taking Menix down with the sentry gun was really, really good as well. And then Blank doing absolute god's work, basically taking down both soldiers from the high ground. And then that was just absolutely too much pressure here. But now SKEDDA, with 5 minutes remaining on the clock, can they get this mid and kind of roll things onto last? Why don't you take us away, Juan?
It's a kind of slow mid to start us off, but it's Horns bombing straight into a scout. Instantly shut down. Blank as well finds nothing on this mid, and this lets SKEDDA keep rolling forward as Jordy bombs in once again, finds another player. 3 up, skip jump from Jordy, finds a lot of damage onto Fancy. That's Fancy falling super late. It's a scout and a medic running all the way to last, so I think SKEDDA, they want to keep chasing this. Soldiers still up. Medic is in spawn now as Jordy and Warped are in onto last. Players are trying to contest them. They want to get this medic kill. I don't know if they'll be able to find it. Instead, we're trading soldiers. One kill onto Warp, second one bombing in, not finding much. Health bars are low, but that is 2 soldiers down for the side of SKEDDA. And I think, no, MANDEM choosing to stay sitting where they are. Look at the round timer. It's so close to the map timer at this point, right? 5 minutes left. 4 minutes 30 rather. 5 minutes left on the round timer. They can just tick this clock down for 4.5 minutes. They will win the map.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason for them to do anything crazy, go for any risks. It would be to their detriment to really do that. So now SKEDDA, they need to come up with a scenario where they can win this. They need to come up with some plays. What is going to work? What hasn't worked in the past in their scrims? How do MANDEM play? Where do they position their medic? Hopefully, they've been demo reviewing and seeing all these things. As June has been playing very far back into the spawn here. I think this is something we've been seeing more recently with medic playing super far back. Actually, spawn gets forced there. Uncharacteristic there. Didn't have a sentry gun able to watch her. I'm not too sure. After I saying all this praise about how, playing safe, playing near the spawn, June just gets forced. It is a free man, so it is going to be the recap by MANDEM, but I don't think they're going to get much more than that. Even maybe not even that, as they're spamming in through Z.
Yeah, they lose Lucas there in that trade-in as they send in 3 to get the force onto June now. June, actually, you have to be kind of quick here for SKEDDA, right? Look at June, already around 50% HP, building that up once again. Bolter, the sniper just catches the glimpse of the soldier, but SKEDDA now have to put pedal to the metal. They still haven't captured second, and look at June, 70% already. SKEDDA sitting on top, they're getting the secondary cap, but I don't know. The Uber comes in right now, sentry gun in a corner, and it is taken down as the Lucas bomb comes forward, not finding any kills so far besides his own demise. Boulder should come in now, 96% for June, but I think the cleanup might be enough on its own. SKEDDA not finding their marks, and the push has been halted from MANDEM. Now Fancy Elf, he's going forwards. Mac escaped with his life, Af in tow. But June, ginormous advantage here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the map. And I think MANDEM now is sitting very pretty, trying to go into mid.
Yeah, they look like they keep wanting to push it here after doing such good cleanup there. They think, you know what, I think it's going to be worth it to come again. Lucas has some nice traps, but I don't think it's going to be very good. June is going to get forced for a minimum. I think you were getting forced there either way. That's such an unconventional position to kind of be in. But now with 2 minutes left on this clock here, SKEDDA, they are going to be the ones with the advantage. They are already looking to push. Actually, it's an Uber in free choke. I'm not, wasn't sure that was going to happen there. They come in so aggressively. Can they find any picks? It doesn't look like it. They do defend that mid capture, so that is one less point to go here. But losing Lucas there could be critical here. They look like they want to push it on MANDEM. They want to take this risky fight in here. They think with all this extra spam we have with Fancy Elf, we might be able to just push things through. However, They realize that is not a good idea here. They're in the grand finals. Do they want to take this risk? Oh my god, they do. They want to keep pushing it. They've just rotated round into garage. They're going to keep pushing things through. These soldiers are doing so much work for SKEDDA here. June is taken down though by Jordy. Huge play. Can they find anything more from SKEDDA? A minute and a half remaining. All they need to do is protect Mac here. Get down, Mr. President. A scout runs in. Can he find Mac here? It's so close. Beats Mac on 30 HP here. Even Fancy Elf was in behind trying to find something here. A minute remaining. It's so winnable for SKEDDA.
Haunts is doing God's work in the backline, finding the kill onto Lucas, being such a menace, slowing down SKEDDA, but in the end, the fight collapses on the own. It's only a Pyro on the point, he can't hold it. SKEDDA takes the 1-1. It's a minute left on the clock. I think it's technically mathematically possible, but Steven, this is looking quite golden to me.
I would have to agree here. If there's, a gold medal, we have to go to a golden cap, surely. SKEDDA, they're so good at this. We saw against Forfence, they did something very similar, just managing to bring Metalworks into a golden cap and then eventually just grinding things out to win to get into this grand finals. But we do have one more mid, 30 seconds remaining. It's going to be tight. They need to get picks just so early here, and neither team is managing to get too much too soon here. With June not going down to these soldier bombs, I think it's going to be basically impossible for either team to push this all the way into last. This is going to be us going into a golden cap here, Juan.
This is setting up us up so nicely for the rest of this evening here, Steven. As everyone across the board, I think we're seeing everyone we want to see firing on all cylinders, right? Both sides of the table. Haunts is doing such a good job on the flank. Walked Jordy as well, equally very impressive. Blank is not crumbling on the pressures we might see. And then, of course, Lucas and Fancy Elf both plays on their own, holding down these choke points, monster performances across the board. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams, they're really going at it. We've seen a couple of stalemates, quote unquote, but I think they've been relatively quick. They've been proactive. It's not been these teams really waiting for too much, waiting for the perfect opportunity that we do sometimes see. I think for a 1-1 Granary game, that felt quick, it felt nimble, and it felt like, both these teams kind of just playing at the absolute top of their games.
Yeah, this is so nice to see, right? This is what you want. And it's as you're saying, it's a little bit dirty, right? We're going backwards and forwards. There's these, and I think, so the main centralizing point is the fact that I think we're seeing, in a sense, a lot of beefed Uber pushes, right? Where we're kind of not managing to convert these advantages. I think especially for both teams coming in to Granary mid with an advantage. The soldier spam from the other side is so good. It's so hard to come in onto Granary mid without popping that Uber, but then you pop it, you only get a single soldier kill. The other team's all the way out and they have an advantage of their own. You kind of get to play the same situation over and over and over again until someone manages to find a key advantage. We're seeing it's very difficult to manage to convert all the way. It really takes a wipe alongside a sort of catastrophic failure earlier on, because those last pushes as well are so difficult to set up.
Yeah, we've even seen those last pushes just be really difficult for both teams here, though. I mean, we had such a good cleanup from the side of MANDEM on SKEDDA's push before the last there. They just did such a good job of just kiting everyone through spawn. Those stickies meant they couldn't get early cap time, and then the soldiers just dancing around on the height, making the scouts fear to try to edge cap it, and then by that time, you've just got spawners in. Your soldiers have taken so much initial damage trying to come in that they just can't really clean up or lock down those spawns, and yeah, MANDEM just did a super good job, managed to defend things out. Obviously, just losing so many players there was really critical. I think one thing they need to clean up on the MANDEM side is Fancy Elf getting picked out a couple more times. We've seen him try to leave and just kind of being caught out. I don't think necessarily because he's overextending, just because they are just chasing so hard on this SKEDDA side, and they're so playing together as a unit. And I think the addition of Lucas here has just been absolutely insane. If I had to have, a first round map MVP, it would definitely be Lucas there.
Yeah, Lucas absolutely destroying. I'm trying a little bit to pull up some logs a bit tentatively, because with a golden cap like this, you never know how long you actually have, right? But I think, across the board, right, you're looking at the numbers, they're not that big, except for one man, of course. Obviously, is Lucas. Everyone else kind of sitting around the 200 range of the damage dealt per minute. But Lucas, adds another 70 across everyone else, going almost 2 for 1 as well. Incredible game out of him, and a big shout out. I think we were saying this earlier, right? I think we are seeing a little bit of a mechanical difference between the two medics, but not that much. Mac is very new to the medic role, right? I think we saw his debut on it at Poland earlier on this year, but now sort of with another season to marinate on the class, it feels like very much not a liability to the team at all, able to play the positions properly, not get caught out, and yeah, playing mighty fine.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, Mac transitioning onto this role, but we can't forget he is a Prem winner. He did win season 40. He did get carried by Tomas, but with that Faint Gaming roster on season 40, he managed to win things out there. So we'll see if he can get carried by a second Witness Gaming player all the way to a victory here.
I mean, yeah, and I think if we're looking at this, you look at the SKEDDA roster, and there's a lot of really good players on this, right? I mean, we've been singing Jordy's praises already, but so many of these players are like super good. But you never like look at any of them besides Lucas as sort of superstar players. You know what I mean? Lucas has the potential. We've seen it in the past, obviously, where he can just be on a given day the best player in the world. Such a good player, and I think going in onto this mid fight, right? Because this is what the Golden Caps come down to most of the time, especially in Granary, right, Steven? Is we're gonna see a mid fight, and whoever wins it is probably gonna have a very big advantageous position going in to take that first map victory. What are we gonna see here?
Okay, so I'm a big fan of MANDEM on this map. I've watched and casted quite a few of their games, and I have to say their classic mid that I haven't seen them do so far that I think might come out. What they like to do is just get stupidly aggressive, like absolutely balls to the wall, stupidly aggressive. You see one sliver of a medic walking over kind of that pack area, your soldiers are in, your demo is in, your flank scout is in. You are full manning for Mac. You do not care about getting a single other pick. You just go for Mac, and then Boulder runs June out. And they have been so good in seasons gone by, and also at the previous land, of making this work. And I think we have yet to really seen that. We kind of seen them play a little bit slower, maybe try to get a bit of initial damage onto the medic or get the demo low. But I think they've just got to go balls to the walls here, and I think that's what we're going to see. We'll see if they kind of know on the SKEDDA side that this mid is in their arsenal and something they like to do, though.
We'll have to see, right? And I mean, especially Granary, right? It either goes one or two ways. Either we sit on our side of mid and we look at each other for 20 minutes, and then eventually two soldiers bomb and they get shut down by scouts and the mid ends and both teams run back to their own sides, or we full send, everyone dies all the time. You can see in spawn already spies up for both teams, making sure there's no funny business coming in onto this mid, but it is Golden Cap, map number 1 of season 47 grand finals here. MANDEM SKEDDA so far super close. Fancy has to sticky off his own pack because he takes early damage from Lucas, and the follow-up sticky is there.
Yeah, super oppressive start to the mid here. Soldiers are just playing on the high ground, so maybe not going to go for that super committal mid here. Bob's going to come out from SKEDDA first, actually. Can they find anything here? Really good fades all around. June is super far back here. This will be Jordy going down first, but they've lost a little bit of positioning. But actually, App going down as well is going to be seeing them just run it out of it. They just hightail it all the way back. The soldier bomb's coming in super aggressive, already onto Yard. Going to have to make them lose that position as well. It doesn't look like MANDEM are done quite yet here. They are going to try to take some early position. I'd expect them to try to take lunchbox control here, if anything, because with Jordy down, that is that soldier who would usually hold the top, or you assist Warped here on holding the top. It's going to be down here. Yeah, Warped's been super good at it so far, but there's going to be so much pressure here.
It's pressure cooker time here for MANDEM. You can see them kind of transitioning maybe to try and push up to lunchbox as well. Pressure in, push onto SKEDDA, wait for them to get called out of position. Just one player, one pick should be enough to bust this hold right open up height from Fancy Elf there. Drops the health bars quite low on the side of SKEDDA. Opens the door for a bomb from Haunts, and that's one kill onto Lucas. Now MANDEM, they're taking control of second. Boulder walking in through the shutter door. Doesn't quite find anything so far. It's Menix up on the heavy. They don't have time for a sentry gun because MANDEM are just running this in. The soldier bomb comes through, and it's a drop onto Mac. Counter Uber now from June. Popped out. It's two players falling in, so and Haunts both. As rank really dangerously low as well as Uber has not found any further targets. MANDEM trying to make this work, trying to take map number 1, but SKEDDA hold on.
Oh my goodness gracious. How did they defend that? I thought it was surely over. As soon as Mac dropped there, I mean, it was a beautiful sink by Horn straight into spawn. Got the absolute perfect amount of damage he needed. But I thought it was all over there. I thought it was just they were going to crumble, they were going to lose the round. But they managed to hold on. They clinch it
ads,
out
Steven.
just for a little bit longer. They do. It's only about 30 ad though here though. So,
Oh,
you know, if they don't go insta and get onto Mac, there's a good chance he gets it.
I mean, we're already posturing towards this shutter, right? They're looking like they want to go. I think they know this. Fancy Elf sitting, looking at the shutter door. The Uber's popped in onto the gun, and it should be shot down pretty much instantly. Now, Sticky's onto the point for the side of MANDEM
so
here.
much
As there's a
uptime.
soldier bombing in, but it's one kill on both sides. But MANDEM are just on the point, and they sneak around from under SKEDDA's noses, and they're up 1-0. 1 foot in the door for their first ever Premiership victory.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes. They were kind of postured back there to defend Mac. I think they expected just a full commit onto him, only had one soldier on the high ground. But no, in the end, it was just a load of cap time that came out. Just lets a soldier jump onto the point afterwards, clean things up, and they do a fantastic job there on MANDEM to bring that first map of Granary to a close 2-1 victory. Now, we're going to product. And a little something different about this map, SKEDDA in regular season did beat MANDEM on this map.
They also did pick it now. I think this is a super interesting map for this matchup as well. Let's talk about that in a second, because we do have a bit of a Granary game to digest first, in my opinion. Because we saw two teams that are both seemingly quite on top of it, right? But it comes down to the Mac dropping the Uber there, the bomb coming in from the blue soldiers, and then not getting the push immediately, regrouping on second, realizing you have this 30 ad, and having the balls in the finals of Premiership, the first time you're playing it, to just absolutely send that dot push, getting in, getting it done, getting the point presence going. We have some logs on your screen now. You can see these should be combined for the Golden Cap and the rounds that we saw in a regular time. And as you can see, there are two names at the top, equaling themselves in kills. I think, respectively, the stars of their two teams both had mighty fine games.
Yeah, super, super well played there from Boulder. I mean, when you have 5 deaths and your med has 5 deaths, you might as well just be connected, both brain and body, because that's just exactly how you should be playing as this sort of pocket scout that Boulder does play, taking these trades, staying with his medic very much, making sure June gets out of those awkward situations. And I think he did a really, really good job of that for the most part. There were a couple of awkward situations. I remember June getting caught by a sticky trap. And just Boulder just getting dropped from an Uber. But other than that, as a combo, they played absolutely phenomenally, and I think kind of carried a couple of fights for the MANDEM side there. But yeah, obviously we were talking a lot about him before that Golden Cap. But yeah, just insane demo man. He's still got it. He's not washed. He's not an old man, and just kind of showing the young buck of Fancy Elf, who's a little further down on that scoreboard, that you've got a thing or two to learn still.
We have some medic logs now on the screen. I think there's two numbers on your screen that tell the full story of this map. It is 0 drops for June. It is 1 for Mac. That drop, he was playing it so well. We were singing his praises right before we were going into the Golden Cap. Unfortunately, at the end, the death knell, the nail in the coffin for that first map on the side of SKEDDA was Mac falling to that soldier bomb. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. You can see the map behind you, behind these logs on your screen right now. We're going into product. Finally, the smooths make a bit of sense. And we were talking about this earlier, right? This is a map, I think SKEDDA managed to take it away from MANDEM in the regular season. They did take 3 points off of them on this map. And it is, you kind of look at this rosters, right? These are very experienced players. They know how to play the map. And product is a map that really rewards know-how and how to play collected as a unit. Also rewards really good demo men and really good scouts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've sung their praises so much, but a lot of it is also the facilitation of soldiers here. If you can make a lot of space, a lot of pressure, kind of lock down those flanks, or manage to bust through, take a lot of eyes, or do a lot of damage, or manage to kind of follow up on your team and get absolute collapse when they're just not expecting it, you can do absolutely huge things here. And I think, I mean, there's 2 players to look at here, and I think it's going to be kind of the roamers on both teams here. I mean, it's going to be Warped and Haunts to really look out for, and that fight in that connector and how they both like to play. Obviously, Warped's known as the tier 6 jumper main, a player who's very, very good for his jumps. I would expect him to be going behind quite a lot and making those smart plays, making those recommits, not overextending onto the scouts, or maybe only going over on those smart opportunities. Well, I expect maybe Haunts more of the player who will commit for the team, who will open up that play, be that facilitator.
Yeah, I think now, talking about the roamers, right, and this is a kind of underrated aspect of product, right? How well are your soldiers able to open up that backline, get in behind, cause disturbances in the other team? Because in the combo, the main stars of the shows are going to be the demo man and it's going to be the scout. This is the scout map, and a Boulder can absolutely run away with the game on his own if you are not careful. But similarly, if you're a demo man, if you have a good scout, if you have this backline being opened up for you appropriately by your soldiers, you can do so much work. For Fancy and Lucas both, and we're saying it already, we've been saying it so many times at this point, right? I think they're the two best demo men in Prem. And if you were going to have a matchup, you both have two very good pocket scouts in AF and Boulder. I think this combo showdown as well is going to be, you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled for this. It's going to be magnificent to watch.
Yeah, I think both of these scout combos can go just absolutely ballistic here. I think we didn't really see a huge amount of the spark from Menex that we've seen in maybe some of these previous playoff games, but he's someone you really have to think about here. He's been super, super solid. He's been out DMing, these really top Prem scouts just very, very consistently in his second only season in this Prem, and the Prem bracket. And you just have to really watch out for him, because I think he will do absolute work. I think he might be kind of the Trojan horse, the thing we're not expecting to see too much of, and he's just going to go crazy. That's my prediction. It is basically what I'm trying to say here, Juan.
Yeah, I think this is, Granary might be a bit more of a slow map, right? But coming into product, this is a no holds barred, everyone going in all of the time. Steven, you have some very short amount of time. How do you think we're going to be seeing these two teams? Give me a point score here. During the regular season, of course, it was 3-2 for SKEDDA. Now we're in the playoffs. We're on map 2. MANDEM on map point. Who's going to take it?
I think we're having a run back of exactly what we've seen in the regular season. I think Matt's going to get the troops. He's going to get them hyped up. He's going to get them ready. And I think maybe some of the nerves, some of the expectations of the MANDEM might get in their way here. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-2 victory towards the side of SKEDDA here.
All eyes to play for here once again. I think we kind of have the ball. We kind of have to say, right, the ball stops at Boulder and it stops at Lucas here for this upcoming game. We're going to have to see who comes out supreme. I think the two candidates, best players in Europe, the best players left in this tournament, they're going to be facing off on a map that favors them both quite heavily. Lucas in the past has been so very good on this map. Boulder, the best scout in Europe by a country mile. We're live. This is map number 2. MANDEM took map number 1 in a very close, nail-biting Granary game, but we're in. We're on to product. We're going in for SKEDDA, trying to make the comeback and take us to a map number 3.
Yeah, we do see both demo men trading out a little bit of damage originally. No one going crazy. We do have a sniper, though, on the side of Geordie here. Is just going to be playing that cliff area. I didn't see if any scouts really checked this, so might be able to just get a surprise shot. He is setting up on China here. Is now spotted, though, so that surprise aspect is gone. The flank is busted straight away from MANDEM, though. That is Hawks going down. He's traded for Warp. 1-for-1 here. Fancy up walking forward, but headshot straight away here. Needs to be really careful. It's being forced straight back here, but the nice bomb in from Blank, it's going to send them running a little bit. But Geordie has such good position. Inso in the backline doesn't take down Lucas here now. So if they can just shut down this sniper and any of his silencers, is exactly what they're doing here. Oh, they are just capping this up and leading them to an early start and an early first cap.
That Zoe flank in onto Lucas is such a big deal. So much damage taken away from the side of SKEDDA. We're talking about him. He's the main performer in this team. You lose him. That's the mid fight over now. Capture is on the side of MANDEM, but SKEDDA are trying to edge this out ever so slowly. Decent damage here, and that's an Uber coming out straight away onto June. It is traded, and the Uber is flashed on to Lucas there. Not much position taken so far from either side, as both teams kind of defaulting back to where they were before. Capture goes across, but both teams now walking in once again, but it's 2 kills here. Inso Blank falling, and that's Fancy falling through some pipes. Haunted finds 1 rocket onto Mac, but doesn't quite get the second in June. is fallen all the way back to her cliff, building up this uber advantage. But this is SKEDDA now looking to initiate the forward hold. They have the sniper putting on a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that sniper's been really good. Oh, a lovely rocket by Warped onto Boulder takes him down. That's going to slow things down so much. I don't know if they'll really want to recommit straight away on MANDEM. Probably worth waiting these, 8 or so seconds for Boulder to get back up. I didn't like how they kind of played that Uber exchange there. They kind of struggled a little bit to really stabilize and get any stickies on point or any soldier spam and just let them instantly recap here. And now the timers have evened out here, and now it's MANDEM to go on the aggressive. Do have that player of Boulder up, Uber's up, nearly up on both sides. June doesn't quite have, but will do any second now. And look at this Geordie sniper just sitting on China. They tried to go in for the flank behind, but absolutely destroyed by Medics and AF. Wow, I was just saying he was going to be an absolute star, and so far he has shown a light so far. So we'll see if Medics can keep holding down this flank. It's obviously a lot of pressure, and we will probably see the side of MANDEM kind of switching things up as they already have. They have the Zoe or Inso sniping. Lovely pick onto AF will start things going here. There's going to be a lot of space on the flank if they want to try to get something going there.
This is Zoe, so iconic on this sniper. It was an early kill. This is a MANDEM sort of flank getting absolutely bombed out by SKEDDA's flank in return, and that allows, if you get that early kill onto the flank roamer, so much more hard to get in. It allows the enemy soldier to go in behind, get some spam onto your demo, makes it so much harder for the combo to play. Sniper up for both sides, neither of them have found anything. A nice early headshot onto AF, it's followed up by not much more, but Zoe is so scary on the sniper. Geordie as well, they aren't quite looking at each other, they spot each other. No headshots ringing out so far. Both teams posturing over, but it's a blue cap right now. 1 minute on the side for SKEDDA as Mac is moving forwards, and that's an Uber pop in, taking the trade straight away. Counter pop by June as well as Boulder takes this solo. No one's still able to really find anything. We're kind of running down the clock as we're waiting for the snipers to find a headshot onto Blank, as now the Blank busts open, kill onto Warp. No one else finding anything quite yet. As Boulder still holding quietly. We're still sitting steadily. Menix is one.
Yeah, this has really been a game of the snipers so far. It's kind of whoever has that position, whoever can get that early opening pick has kind of won things. And so far, nice shot onto Zoe. Will take down that sniper, but these two scouts running absolutely rampant over the point. They do get the cap, and now there should be a bit of a fear of God of Zoe just getting a headshot here. They're playing so aggressive. Mac not giving up any of this position that you might expect him to, and they are just getting this cap here on the side of MANDEM. They put a little bit of pressure on the side of SKEDDA, but eventually will cap it back here. They are slightly on the back foot here by about 30 seconds, but they should be able to hold that down to even it up to about a minute by the time they can really bolster a push here. Mac on 90% Uber. We should probably expect that trade to come out once again. It's been working in their favor so far. Going to be waiting for that Geordie sniper to kind of be getting a position, see if he can get a pick here. He is playing far back on the low ground, see if he can get a cheeky shot onto Zoe. They can see each other if they walk up a little bit more, but neither wants to commit. And now look at this, the Uber does come out for Mac. June forced out much later though. Can they pressure forward super hard here on MANDEM and find any picks in the post?
Uber comes out, but it's a headshot onto Warped here to start things off. Inso fighting that sniper, doesn't quite hit the one onto Geordie. Now instead the sniper battle, it's not working out for either side. They're kind of fake scoping backwards and forwards. No one can hit anything. It's damage onto Geordie. He drops down and he's sniped down by Inso there. Another pipe from Fancy onto Ash means that he falls, and it's just Blank onto the Scout class instead. And it's in onto Mac. He falls. It's almost a complete wipe for the side of SKEDDA. MANDEM come alive. It's 22 seconds left on the cap here, Steven. They don't have time. That's a soldier spawn camping them. They just have to delay.
Yeah, they just need to get in, and they need to get in now. This is the absolute final fight on this first round, but if this sniper can really find anything happening straight away here, then they can absolutely close things down. His soldiers going aggressive onto this rock, get a lot of early spam. They need to start getting cat time, but they're not playing it too aggressive. They know they have Uber advantage on June. She's already on 95%. They say if you cap this point, that's okay, as they have the Uber. They come out, so it's taken out in the backline, but huge bomb coming in here, straight onto Mac. That is no heal, but now June in a risky position, taking the 1v1 with Lucas will go down there. So medkill meant absolutely nothing. They actually managed to cap the point during all of this, and now they just need to get one more cap. 30 seconds remaining. Spawners are coming through. Geordie versus the world. Can he get anything? He cannot. Taken down by full damage in the end, but a nail biter. Those snipers really making it difficult for both sides.
they're posturing around them so carefully, right? No one actually found that many kills. You know what I mean? You're just so scared of walking into the sniper sideline. It makes everyone play so weird. But we saw that final fight. We're seeing Inso up on the scout, allowing Blank, a notorious known scout main, to swap over to his true class. Instead, we're seeing on the side of SKEDDA, because it's Manic sniping, Jordy preferring that soldier, not swapping onto the scouts. Instead, now, MANDEM have an extra scout to work with. Scout so strong on this map. Have to see if that pays off. Blank so far having a decent shot. Manix needs to hit more shots than Jordy was, but as a bomb in early on, so much work is done. But Mac dropped so low from a bomb there out of horns. Staying in, however, he's 30 HP. Has to be so careful. Inso down quite low as Blank doing decent damage, peppering across, but that's a headshot onto him. The crit is coming out, but not finding anything. It's just Mac going down. Fancy Elf in the connector is shut down, but June has lived, and now she's 100% sitting around main, and I think they're looking to take this right back in. The sniper.
Oh, how does Menix miss that? That was a free shot of his life. That would have completely turned things around here. But now it's June just having to dodge and dive against these soldiers who are just playing plants versus zombies here. Eventually does get the force. Good work by Jordy here. Menix not really managed to do too much so far. Manages to live from that aggressive demo man bomb here. However, Af going down. Oh, they lose Mac as well to Horns. Oh, it's kind of going all wrong now.
The headshot onto Manix as well from Zoe seals the deal on the aggression. Such a nice bomb coming in from the soldier duo there of MANDEM. Getting that kill onto Max, setting him back another 20%. This is June with a big advantage, and it's allowing Zoe to play this super aggro on concrete here. Has to be a little bit careful. See Haunts just spawns on Spy, but that's a headshot onto Jordy. That soldier aggression shut down. Manix needs to start finding some shots in order to keep his team in the game. You can see MANDEM still playing this quite respectfully. They don't have the Ubers, but they do have pipes from Fancy. Huge one, but headshots and bows coming across from the side of SKEDDA are cleaning them up all on their own. June is on her lonesome in concrete. There's one scout in behind. App is trying to take this kill. June has to run into connector, trying to find something here. Is Blank running around as well onto Lucas, but Lucas manages to trade onto June, and it's Blank going down as well. Finally, Mac has a bit of a reprieve, but in all of that chaos, MANDEM had the point cap for a whole minute.
Yeah, I mean, that's a silver lining coming out here, right? But, you know, we see with Brother, this is one of the big characteristics. It can just flip on the dime. You get 1 or 2 kills, things start to get messy. June kind of gets flanked, can't connect to anyone. You lose that big Uber advantage, and now things have switched around completely here. And now it is on MANDEM to try to get onto this point, try to get some edge cap time, or try to get a sniper getting something, but no, Menix will have something else to say about that as he gets that early kill. Haunts dying on the flank here, and now they're just going to be absolutely running it in deep. June has to run herself all the way back into spawn here.
This is SKEDDA sitting very nice. I don't think they could quite go for the forward hold. It is Lucas just going forward towards main, putting down some stickies. And they're choosing to sit back on the point instead, run down this clock a little bit as they have almost managed to equalize the timer here. So taking some favorable trades, and this is what you're saying, right? This can be such a momentum-based map. One team starts to hit their shot, win the DM fights, and they can come out, convert this to a point capture so easily now. Zoe positioning quite aggressively here. Opponent sniper on Cliff drops down as well. Is going to see a lot of players at the demo man in the sight lines, and Manix is not quite able to connect the shot. Zoe now instead gets shut down by Manix.
Yeah, it just seems so critical to get these picks. And now look at this, such a bad trade coming out. June is going to be chased down all the way to spawn. Out coming in deep. Can he find the kill? He absolutely can here. Absolutely crucial pick there. Let's see what they want to do from the side of MANDEM. It's Fancy up going aggressive, seeing if he can find some early damage. Soldiers will be bombing ground, making it a little bit difficult. There's also some players on the flank here. Can they find any cap time? Can they find anything to really set things off there? That will be Blank going down. Traded for warmth early though, so it's not too bad in the end of things here. Cap time is finally going to come out from Boulder, get a little bit of edge time here. And does anyone want to overcommit? Well, there is the fear of this sniper coming. And it's really nice. An early pick onto Jordan, and then push so far back here on the side of SKEDDA. Oh, lovely pick at the very end as well onto Lucas.
Lucas just stepping a bit too far forwards there. Only has about 100 HP, and Haunts rightfully catches him out. Really nice bomb. There was a lot of very low health bars there sitting in main. Got really scared for a second. Haunts had he been able to somehow, I don't know, like clip through the wall there a little bit, shoot a couple rockets into that choke point, he would have found like 3 kills. But unfortunately for him, I guess fortunately still, manages to find the kill onto Lucas. It's another little body shot there onto Jordy. This is shutting down the aggression on the side of SKEDDA here. Headshot onto Menex as well. This is really getting scary now. It's a trade kill onto Boulder, but this Uber in behind, it's 3 falling on the side of SKEDDA. They don't have the health players to keep on going. Instead, Haunt is in. Doesn't quite hit the shot onto the scout as Mac has managed to dance his way out of this somehow. Everyone else, though, on SKEDDA is falling. Timer once again equalized. MANDEM sitting on the point, and Mac has not been healing for such a long time. This is full ad hit for June.
Yeah, I think Jordy has been having a really hard time. He switched onto the scout, back onto the soldier now to create this pause bomb. Instantly dies again, though, as we do die into a pause. But yeah, as I was saying, Jordy, he just kind of hasn't found his groove. He was doing okay in that first round on Sniper. Wasn't excelling, but was making things so difficult for the side of MANDEM. But Inso kind of was taking over a little bit. Menex said, look, I'm the scout player. I'm the one known for my aim. Let me get on the class. And I don't know if he's been doing any better than Jordy has. And Jordy's been struggling to really find which class he should be playing. Should he be playing soldier? Should he be playing scout? He just keeps feeling like he's getting picked. And that must be so tilting now, right? And maybe that's why we see this pause coming out. Is it attack? Is it a strategic? Is it just a tech issue? Who knows?
I would be pretty unsurprised if this was a attack pause, to be completely honest, right? Kind of fits in the narrative. Obviously, we are 90 seconds in the past compared to where these players are in real life. Watching on the STV, of course, the timer has run out on your screen. Absolutely has not run out in real life. This is another beautiful spectator bug supplied by yours truly, Gabe Newell. But for the moment, right, I think SKEDDA really struggling with this Zoe sniper, right? This is just on fire. You have a pause on pause, which does actually indicate more of a disconnect, right? The game is paused, you can't join all the way in, so you have to kind of unpause and pause quickly again so someone can connect all the way in. Let's see who that is. Hopefully it doesn't take the momentum too much out of whoever's sailing free.
Yeah. But they're looking super strong on MANDEM here, especially this round. I mean, it's been pretty back and forth and messy in places, but I think June living for the most part, while, I don't know, a couple of players on the side of SKEDDA losing their life, Mac losing his life maybe a little bit more, so far has been really difficult for them. I think we've seen Zoe kind of winning the sniper fights a little more, or at least trading for kills that seem to be coming out on small mistakes on MANDEM, but overall they're just kind of playing it really well. They're playing their positions well. They're playing their aggression pretty well. SKEDDA, I think when they're on the front foot on this map, feel really confident. But as soon as, you know, they're kind of hitting that rock, they're really struggling to get things moving. And I think that's what we've been seeing as the pause does come back out. There is a soldier who got all the way through, so that's the forward hold straight away. Broken Warp does lose his life for it, but honestly, it might be worth it to get that demo man off from Cliff. And no one else commits. Interesting.
Been informed that it was just a MANDEM tech pause. Someone disconnected. Now, you can see they are having a bit of a forward hold here. It's SKEDDA trying to go through main, but it's just a body shot onto Mac, and now more players falling for SKEDDA's that you don't have a choice. You have to go in. You have to try and get this force onto June because she's sitting so nice. It's 19 seconds left on this round. June has 100%. If they could just pop the super at the very end to try and kite out any aggression from the side of SKEDDA. They're 2 players down. They don't have time to do anything but go in anyway. Menex, it's time. You have to find some headshots here.
Yeah, it's so crucial here. Even these bombs coming in, can't find the pick. Does finally get a pick onto Fancy. However, Uber is going to come out here. If they can only find a couple of picks here, they will be winning things out. There's a soldier in behind, could do huge work. It's just taken down as well as Lucas here. There is a pick onto Haunt. However, I think it's too little, too late. Mac having to block the point. I think that's a sign of things to come, and it definitely was, as MANDEM coming up 2-0, looking confident in that round.
They really just snatched the momentum from SKEDDA right under their noses. This Zoe sniper is proving super difficult to deal with, and Menex sniper, unfortunately, is just not quite up to the challenge. Zoe coming out time and time again. You start finding huge picks most of the time, right, onto the medic or whatever as you might want to see. Instead, it's the crucial small little kills onto Jordy, onto the flank, shutting down the soldier aggression from SKEDDA, which was such a menace in round number 1. This time around already. Warp falls, but there's a counter headshot now onto the sniper. Does fall, but Lucas falls instead. Scout just catching him out. Soldier tries to bump forward, but his body shot is kindly out from a no-scope there, but it's fancy with his opponent demo down, means that he could just lock down this point. Point already captured here for the side of MANDEM, but it's another shot onto Boulder here.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for them to cap here. They are just so far back in positioning on the side of MANDEM. They are forced all the way back in. That will be the nice first cap. Actually, it wasn't first cap, sorry, second cap, but they didn't get too much cap time, so it shouldn't matter too much. But Ubers are going to be evening out here, so we are going to likely see MANDEM coming in for an aggressive trade in their next play. Or maybe they just go for a snipe, who knows?
Right now, once again, we're kind of seeing this come down to a little bit of the sniper 1v1. Who can find the biggest pick first? Could open up the door for the rest of the team. And so, scoping up against the wall, but it's blank. Taken down by body shot from Menix, and that sends in the rest of the team. It's a counter headshot onto Menix, however, so it's a 1 for 2, actually, at falling in that Uber trade as well. And it opens the door for the blue flank to come in. They find another kill onto Warp. It's only 2 alive right now for SKEDDA, Base God, and Mac sitting in behind on their respawn. Have to wait for their opponents. Uber finds nothing, and now MANDEM, we're forwards holding once again.
Yeah, managed to get broken pretty quickly last time here, so we'll see if they can do the same again. It looks that, look, there's barely anyone even watching right side here. This is so disrespectful from MANDEM. They just realized that it's so common to just not be able to get through. Double soldier bombs come in, doing a little bit of work. Will be Jordy and Af going down here. Scout gets in through cliff flank, going down, so it's not too terrible in their nice headshot by Zoe there, but they will trade their key player of their demo man out here, but they're not really going to be able to push here on the side of SKEDDA either. So slowing things down, waiting for these Ubers to even up before our next play happens. And look at this, they've managed, oh, Af goes down, lovely snipe by Zoe. The clock keeps ticking down. They took the advantage during that forward hold on the time here, and now SKEDDA under pressure once again. Nice shots by Menix, both pocket scouts going down for either side, so now there's definitely an opportunity to get something happening. There is some pressure in behind from the soldiers of MANDEM. Yeah, Horns takes down Jordy somehow, finally does get traded for the full damage from both of them. But yeah, that was a little bit awkward, and Jordy going down there might be a little bit critical to having this post-Uber fight go your way. But look at this, they are polstering so much, get the early force for a soldier just walking through connector, but it's not great for either team. Can you get the save? Yes, you can here, but now you need to try to get some cap time, you need to get some momentum going. Lucas sending some good stickies over. Is this damage going to be enough, or is it too little too late? Soldier going down is a key pick in. Soldiers bombing in from both sides. It's one onto Mac, gets the rocket, huge rockets by Horns there. 5 players round him, still manages to find the nice Timmy 2 shot, and now with Mac going down, you just can't forward hold.
You can't forward hold, and crucially as well, June juking and jiving across the map, making sure she gets out alive. She was so low, but instead now she's out. She has a giant advantage here to play with. Have to play a little bit far back, right? The cap chime right now is in favor of SKEDDA as they're counting down the point, trying to catch up because MANDEM are 40 seconds ahead of them. They're on match, map, series, and season point right now as it's 2 players falling. Warped and Af already. The bomb comes in out of Lucas, and it only finds 1. Sniper headshot onto Zoe is a decent start, and now Horns has to bomb in, has to bomb forward, but the rest of the team is shut down. Jordy on the scout is not able to protect the sniper who can't find the shots. Mac watches his team fall around him. They almost catch up on time, but they don't catch up on the Uber.
Yeah, that's the most crucial thing, right? It's just keeping these Ubers going. Mac very aggressive in through main here. A big pick from Fancy to get onto Lucas. They're just trying to play aggressive. They're trying to get things to work in their favor, but nothing really is. There will be a consolation prize of a pick onto Horns there, but Warped dying as well. That's just so unfortunate. He has been playing this map really intelligently so far, but just getting picked there could be so crucial. The double scout chariot is the early force onto Mac. Will June have to use? Will eventually. Actually, he drops Fancy a bit uncharacteristically here, but they haven't really got much cap time. They haven't got much time, and Mac actually goes down. It's just those 2 scouts coming in, and this could be it. This could be the fight that decides it all. They're going so aggressive. Can they find anything else here? I don't know if they can. Oh, it's the demo down. It's Horns so aggressive, getting so much damage.
This is June right now. up
Yeah.
on the point, but health bars are not that high for the side of MANDEM right now, but the time is running out. 0-0, and it's Jordan falling. Now, the rest of SKEDDA, you cannot let go of this point anymore. 2 scouts are standing on it, but nice pipes from Fancy. The cap should come out, but they have to delay it ever so slightly, right, because Jordan is not up. They get the cap. We're still in this, but all they need on the side of MANDEM is one good fight. Neither team has Uber here.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job on these past 2 rounds of managing to find that early pick and then really just snowball and absolutely collapse into things. So I think if they can keep doing that, they'll be really good. They might even go on this dot push. They do have Uber just about now if they wanted to go in. Mac doesn't quite have yet. They do use the Uber. Can they find their way onto Mac? He is taken down very low. Mac 98%. Can he get himself back in? Yes, he can. They need to deny this cap though. Can you find the pick? Do you need to? June going down. This is absolutely massive here by Lucas finding an absolute crucial play. Blank going down as well. There's one more big fight coming into this. Oh my goodness, they're gonna make this close on SKEDDA.
They're looking out for the sniper of Zoe still. It's been so hot this game, and you really have to be careful. One snipe from Zoe onto any player can open the door for MANDEM. Neither team has Uber. They can just keep sending in their players. It's 17 seconds left for SKEDDA here. One more fight to decide this round. One more fight stands between MANDEM and the season championship, but they lose 2 before the fight even begins. Now, 6 seconds left. The health bars for MANDEM are not there at all. They're falling to the spam on the side of SKEDDA. The scout is so low, and the bomb comes in, and SKEDDA responds. They're not out of this yet.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was, dude, I won't lie to you, I saw that minute, I was like, oh, they have slight Uber, and they're just going to come in, they're going to find an early Zoe pick, and just get things absolutely going. But they just couldn't find anything, they just lost 2 picks. Zoe couldn't find a headshot on into anyone, and it just didn't work out for them. They've now gone back to cookie cutter as well, which I think is maybe what they've been missing after all this time, to be honest. It's cookie cutter on both sides as well, though, so we are going to see any snipers, so the game dynamic could completely change here, Wan.
To mid we go. No more sniper to be found. It is abandoned, favoring the full vanilla loadout. You can see Jordan sitting on top of Cliff, finally decides to set the bomb, but doesn't go instead. Posturing around up top. Spam being exchanged. Neither team really willing to go forward, but there's a lot of early damage onto Af. Gets healed up. Now Jordan instead, once again, taking spam damage, but neither team willing to cross. It's early cap time here, but now Jordan has found an angle going behind, but there's no damage. He gets caught on that little ledge at the top, and the Uber comes forward out of Mac. Has not found anything. It finds a demo kill instead. On to Fancy now. One demo down. June, however, has a counter Uber of her own. Af is still in. Doesn't get the force. Bomb from Wolf.
Can't. Anyway, finds the force, can't find a kill, however. I think that's all you really need here. They do finally count that point. I can't believe it took that long for a team to really get in and count the point. For the both Ubers to be traded out, for anything to really come in. And Lucas overextending a little bit, not valuing his life quite enough here, will lose it. That's crucial because look at this, they want a forward hold here.
Inso runs in, accidentally kills Manix there as well with the 3 damage chip shot. Fancy's destroying them in this corner here. Scout runs in, they desperately want this demo kill. They do find it, but that's so much sacrifice. Trying to break this forward hold, they do kind of successfully do it right. Now, Lucas back up, ready to leave the forces straight in through main and in on to midpoint here. One soldier on the blue side, playing on concrete. Lucas sending spam across the point. Quite find more than a few low health bars on the side of MANDEM. SKEDDA managed to recapture the point of their own. Timers 20 seconds in the favor of MANDEM so far. So much time still left to go. Even Ubers both sides. Mac eating early spam damage.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a war of spam so far. That Lucas spam early on was just so scary for June, they had to back out, and now the spam coming in onto Mac was enough as well. They do count the point, wanted to try to go in. Oh, they dropped 2. This could be absolutely huge. June hasn't had to use the Uber at a bare minimum here, but they're just going to cap things back up on SKEDDA, and they're going to make the timer go into their favor. Blank dying as well late into this could be absolutely massive. Got to be careful here, Boulder. You could be caught out, buddy. Luckily, doesn't though. But look at this. They are absolutely putting on the pressure. They're cooking a lamb curry in that thing, and they have to finally go back here as the spawners do come through. June with 100% Uber advantage. Big bombs coming in. Can Jordy find anything? He can find the pick onto Boulder, but I don't know if that's going to be enough here. Zoe should be able to chariot this one on through as they are taking space in this valley side area.
SKEDDA have managed to delay this for so long. Look at Mac, he's sitting at 85% Uber. So many people taking so much damage all the time that Mac can build up this Uber al natural so fast, but now the Uber comes out. The dot pushes here, and it finds the kill onto Lucas. So much damage gone, but once again, flank is falling on the flank. Caught out there by Menex now. The Uber not able to find anything further. Mac has one of his own. Devilman should be coming in any second. And SKEDDA once again edging the point. Not quite willing to go in, but the Soldier Bomb comes forward. Gets the force. 2, 3 falling for the side of MANDEM here as they lose 2 going in, getting the force, and it's just enough. June managing to escape. 40% on her side should be enough for now. One Soldier Geordie getting a bit aggressive. Not finding any follow-up kills.
Yeah, had a nice early rocket onto Boulder there, but he was just managing to dodge super well. Got that soldier spawner in, and Geordie does sacrifice his life for this one. He's going to have the longest spawn, as they do have the cap time, so great opportunity now for the side of MANDEM to try to come in and find a little bit of edge cap here. Slight Uber advantage here, but as these Ubers go through and the medics aren't healing quite as well, things are slowly evening up. Is a bomb in from Lucas before June even has the Uber, manages to get absolutely nothing here. All the bombs are coming through here. Nice bomb into the back onto June by Geordie here, having a lovely little time back on the soldier class. Should be enough for now here, but look how much cap time they managed to get on SKEDDA, an extra 40 seconds compared to MANDEM, and they will be once again right back on this Uber advantage.
Fantasy's playing super far forwards here. They want to get this early force onto SKEDDA. Make sure they can't use the Uber to come all the way in and get the point cap for very long. Instead now, walking in, Stickies don't find anything. Uber's popped out, and it's an early kill onto Fancy L. So many Stickies on the main door. June, they're trying to catch her out, and they might just find it. SKEDDA collapse on the enemy side. Almost a complete, total wipe for them. The Uber is so successful.
That is a team kill if I've ever seen one. Lucas is playing such a key role in here. I've got to just note this. What he did during that Uber was just jump super aggressively onto their China, locked out main, so June couldn't leave where she wanted to. And then the collapse on the high ground just comes out enough. You have enough focus onto that medic, and she just loses her life. They do have a unsuccessful forward hold here. I was going to say unsuccessful. They've actually taken down 2 players here. But June goes down during this. I think Menex must have just run all the way in behind, gets that key crucial hill. But now Mac needs to really value his life here. Needs to run it all the way back with his pocket scout of AF, and they're looking absolutely fine. Uber advantage, point advantage. The point is 15 seconds, 10 seconds remaining. This is last fight here, and Mac has Uber.
Mac has Uber, and he can use it to hold on for as long as possible. Run down the clock. The Uber's popped now. Fancy up once again, disconnected a little bit from the rest of the team. Instantly falls. Time now gone into overtime for the red side. Zoe falling once again. Bombs come in, but they don't find anything. The health bars are so low, but the bombs on the point, it's just Fancy Elf up, and he's in spawn. Don't think he can make the jump in time. The time is running out. Fancy wants to go in. He doesn't find the miracle play. Instead, it's F on a 10 killing spree. You don't have that sniper of Zoe anymore, and we're going to equalize it to 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, they look so good there. They were doing so many good plays to get in, get onto Jude, and I think that's been absolutely crucial for them. Having an absolute banger of a round here. Can they bring it to a 3-2? Can they have a repeat of what happened in the season happen again? It will be Zoe on the sniper here. They know what worked for them in those initial 2 rounds, and they need to kind of make that magic happen once more here. Uncontested at the moment on this high ground. Going to be waiting for an opportunity to kind of bomb. Is an early soldier coming in onto the flank. There are 2 of them, so they're just going to bust through all the way here. But if they play this smart, this could actually be really good for MANDEM. Getting that first early pick. Blank does go down, however, so not absolutely perfect. Boulder losing his life to a bit of a rogue pipe as well. It has happened quite a few times. Is going to give SKEDDA this initial cap if they want it. Actually, no, they're still fighting this a little bit with Fancy out from this sniper. I thought June had run all the way back, but I was mistaken.
Warped is in here. He wants to find this angle onto the sniper instead. The bomb should be enough to threaten away the sniper from peeking too aggressively. SKEDDA not willing to back off of this fight. They just keep sending it. Now Haunts found himself a little way, a backline in. Instead, the Uber, however, just comes out onto the point. It's Lucas doing so much damage, forcing out the counter Uber. Now, Mac needs to flash a scout in order to get out. I don't know if Lucas can himself. He does manage to escape. In so now, up on this sniper, Haunts cleaned up in the backline. Menex does a lot of decent damage onto the enemy team, but Zoe yet to find a lot of damage here on this sniper kill. Geordie should fall in the air, and this should be at least a little bit of an opener. MANDEM's HP, you have to be so careful. Haunts is so low, and he doesn't ends up falling. Lucas is in control of this point. So much damage dealt here. Aff as well. Huge in the last round, but this time taken down.
Finally, we'll get that cap. But that just burnt a lot of time. That super scrappy, super, fast-paced fight. Those scouts constantly getting in just gave them a load of cap time. And now, as Mac is surviving during these fights, he will be coming up to this Uber. It should be another trade coming through. They just need to be careful of this Zoe snipe. He is up on China. Can they get a soldier going aggressive into them? Or do they just need to pop through a little aggressively here? Manage to make their way onto Rock. We'll see what they really want to do with this. Do they want to edge cap? Do they want to disrespect? No, it's going to be the trade coming out. Fancy Elf gets the flash up for the first time in a couple of Ubers here. And now it's looking pretty good for MANDEM. Their positioning in this post-Uber is looking really good. No one is going to be able to get onto Zoe here. There's absolutely zero players looking to jump through. Menix losing his life as that first early pick. Warp dying to full damage as well here. Ooh. There will be a slight trade, but lovely headshot onto Lucas will send them absolutely packing.
MANDEM trying to take this in 2 maps. They don't want to see it anywhere near Process, and just sending it up. The Zoe sniper comes online. Huge instant headshot reaction there onto the side of Lucas. Now the soldier tries to bomb in. A little bit of a pot shot there onto the scout as well. Make his presence known. And now timer slightly in favor of MANDEM, but you can see SKEDDA already back in. Ubers are effectively even here, but the headshot onto Jordy shots down a lot of aggression. Mac is down to 17 HP. He can't walk forwards. Instead, App falls down, and we cannot stay in. Lucas stuck in no man's land as the rest of his team falls. He doesn't make the surf onto the pack, and now MANDEM squarely in control of this point.
There is just so much spam coming out from the MANDEM side. They're just not able to get in to the flank or really get anything working there. And then when they're not able to do that, this sniper just does what he does best. He just hits those headshots. Zoe has been such a crucial member. Even when he's not hitting the shots, he's making the pressure as the Uber trade does once again come in here. They're playing it so far back here on the side of SKEDDA. Oh, that was such a good bomb by Jordy. He deserves so much more, but a lovely flash coming in from June to save her demo man here. They do get the point during all of this, however, SKEDDA, and now they're making it difficult to try to get back in. This demo man damage is just so much here. Now they need to try to play around this sniper. He's rotating his way all the way up to China. Needs to get this first shot. Actually, no, he's going to go all the way back to concrete. I don't know if anyone saw him cross. This could be absolutely massive, but there's a soldier bombing in round on 2. Zoe does lose his life here, and now this is where the crunch comes in, right? These scouts going so aggressive. Jordy does lose his life, so it's a 1-for-1, not great. And then Mac.
No, Mac! He forced the pipes from Fancy across the map instead. The point is unaware of the damage that was just committed. Fancy finding the pipe. June does not have Uber yet, but it sets MANDEM up so well now for their repush. There's no health on the side to SKEDDA to recontest this push. Inso back up, and an early damage 50 on to Lucas here instead. MANDEM looking to extend their lead. Early headshot though. Jordy back on the sniper. He finds the kill onto Zoe. It's 100 damage onto Fancy as well. Now you have to be careful. You do have this Uber, 50% for Mac, but SKEDDA are in and they're contesting this center. Demoman forwards now. Keep back alive. You cannot do it. Instead, Boulder, he's on a 9 spree himself. He saw App and the work he was doing, but the cleanup could come in onto June. Only 30-second stand between MANDEM and the Premiership victory. SKEDDA get another one last final little shot at this.
Yeah, they do get all their spawners up before June does get in, however, so this should be a recapture if they play things fast, they play things a little bit loose here. They are starting to get a little bit of aggression through this flank here, but they always have to worry about this sniper. It looks like SKEDDA should be able to get this one though. Oh, and actually getting that pick onto Zoe there could be crucial here. And look at this, Fancy Elf might even be quite how he actually is as well. And this could be an absolute collapse if they want to make it one on SKEDDA. They are playing things cautious, they're playing things steady. They know Mac has a little bit of an, it's a crit advantage. Even better, we'll see what they can do here. They do have a couple of good fights in them here, but if they can find that sticky onto June, it could be all over.
It has to be a surprise here. It has to be onto Lucas. You can see him charging up the sticky. Gets it away for now. It's a bomb coming in straight away onto Haunt. Opens up as well, but you can see how far back MANDEM are playing. June still almost has his Uber. We have to be so careful now. The sniper finds a counter kill onto Jordan, but the sticky comes out. It does 220 damage to Fancy, but it's not enough. Fancy lived and the Stickies haven't found anything. Instead now, around this cliff, June has an Uber of her own, and there is nothing to hold her back. The body shot onto Lucas shuts him down. Just 4 seconds for MANDEM as they get onto the point and cap it. 10 seconds from the other side with the headshot onto Warp. June finally pops his Uber. They want to make this victory. The health bars on SKEDDA are not there. The cap time is now coming out. They have 3 seconds short. He has to bomb on. He has to make a miracle play. He has to come in. The collapse is not there. There is not a curse. You cannot break. And MANDEM finally claim their Premiership victory.
They absolutely do, and much deserved. They played that super well. That sniper was just so oppressive, and they just could not find a way to really make things happen. But they brought that so close on SKEDDA. This was, you know, our underdog of this series, and you know the score may say 2-0 there, but it was a golden cap 2-1 onto a super tight 0-0 at the very end there. 3-2 onto product here, and finally MANDEM can say they are not choke artists. They have gained this victory, and they will be your ETF2L Spring 2024 champions.
Congratulations to MANDEM finally making it work after 2 seasons, finishing top of the tables, unable to convert in the playoffs, going to LAN, similar story, heartbreak as well. Now they finally make it happen, getting that victory. A huge sigh of relief from all of them. Massive shoutouts to Blank coming in, looking absolutely fine in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, we always knew this was going to kind of be coming into the scouts, but I don't think we expected the snipers. I think, yeah, Zoe's sniper just went absolutely crazy. We do have logs on screen. Obviously, Boulder was on that beam, went crazy with 35 kills. Menix, as expected from me, also went pretty crazy on that flank, managing to get 34. But I think Zoe was the powerhouse, 33-23. They could just not figure out how to shut him down. Took a bit of a break from this team, came back this season, and has been the puzzle piece that they quite obviously needed. And wow, just, yeah, super good for them. Shout out to Af as well. That 1 round on the 10 kill streak, he really held his own. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was the victory for MANDEM.
SKEDDA put up such a good showing as well. These 2 maps were so close. Both of them inches away from coming in the favor of them instead. They made a giant run and a big step up from some of their regular season's games. Where honestly, they were looking a bit lost coming in, managing to pick it up. I feel like they were firing on a lot of those cylinders and the promises that we were given. But I think there's just one thing that stands in the top right. Boulder, uncrowned king for so long, finally. Look at the difference in damage dealt between him and basically everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Menix also doing pretty similar, so we can't glaze him too much, but I think maybe the most deserved. And Fancy just going absolutely crazy. God, I thought Lucas was doing a lot of damage, but I guess Fancy nearly 400 DPM at this level. It's absolutely mental from him. And a big congratulations to Blank for coming in here as a last-minute replacement as well, and still, you know, doing super solid. And I think he can call himself an honorary champion for that performance.
I think with this, the Zuma generational takeover of Prem is kind of complete, right? We've seen already some other names falling through the rest of the season, right? We saw the Germans not even able to make it to the playoffs. Instead, Garda Panteri stepping up, taking that spot as well, taking a decent fight, at least on 1 map against MANDEM, right? And now MANDEM as well against SKEDDA, rather. I apologize, but MANDEM now as well. Finally, next generation, we see it happen. They come through, they make it work, and they get their victory. Got some medic stats on your screen here. I think kind of emblematic as well, right? Kind of even charges. Mac likes a bit of a crit streak, a bit doughy pilled sometimes. But I mean, honestly, the healer stats are kind of, you know, they're even.
Yeah, I mean, they're always going to be pretty even. I think they both played pretty well, and I think both teams actually did a really good job of shutting medics down at some really, really crucial points. So don't think it mattered too much. I think, yeah, maybe those hills onto Lucas versus Boulder, maybe a bit of a difference, make it the ethos of how you want to play this map. Obviously, Mac looking down to lock down the map as an ex-demo man main, knows the absolute power of just locking down an absolute side, but the Zoomers, the people who don't miss, I'm just absolutely beaming their scout. But I'd love to see SKEDDA stay together. I think they've definitely been most improved team, and seeing this weekend the absolute journey from lower bracket all the way to this finals has been absolutely phenomenal. Great games overall, and can't wait for next season.
This is looking mighty fine. You're saying next season. I'm saying type a little exclamation mark LAN in the chat as well. We have a surprise announcement of a LAN this year. I'm going to be honest, I was a bit of a subscriber of the theory that we would not have one until next year. But November, early November in Dortmund in Germany, should be seeing another TF2 LAN. I think what we can do now, Steve, and if you have any final words, any final shout-outs before we say goodbye with a LAN trailer, say once again, congratulations to MANDEM, congratulations to SKEDDA.
Yeah, just congratulations to both teams. I mean, big thanks to everyone at Essentials TF setting everything up. Big ups to JMax for carrying everyone in the back on production, on the scheduling. It's an unsung job, and I think he deserves all of the credit where credit is due. So big thanks to JMax, big thanks to the rest of the Essentials crew, everyone that's helped with all the HUD changes, Dr. Underscore, all of that sort of stuff. But I think that's everything from me.
With that, let's roll a little LAN trailer, and we'll see you probably in the next couple of weeks, because we have more playoffs in the lower divisions as well. We will try to cover the finals of all the divisions, and then of course as much of the Div 1 playoffs as we can. But that's it for us for now. We'll see you guys later.